use it for one of my practices that I'm more of a silent partner in. But it's an excellent service, so I encourage everybody to follow up with Jason and the rest of the team about that. And another powerful tool is charity. People in social media really respond well when you are doing social good. And social good is from the beginning of social media has been a very, very big strategy for a lot of big companies all the way down to the little guy. So running a charitable event, my first charity event that I did was in 2008 or 9. I had a page where for every 100 likes that or it was back then it was groups, but for every 100 members that we got in the group, I gave a free eye exam to a family in need. Then we would videotape that and put it on our YouTube channel. So it was a very good thing. It helped everyone, and the people loved it. The people that got benefited from it loved it, and then it helped my marketing effort, and it was a win-win-win. Another thing are the contests. Justin and Nate are two of the best at these, and they run really great contests. They're going to talk about them in some slides down the road here, and they're going to show you how they do it. I'm not as big on the contest stuff. It's time-consuming, but it's very very valuable to your practice. We've done it in the past, and we have some YouTube videos about some contests we've run on our YouTube channel, which is the iInfo channel, one word altogether, and you can kind of see some videos about those. And Justin and Nate will point you to some of theirs. Crowdsourcing is a really powerful tool. It's not a direct marketing tool in terms of driving business, but you can send a message out to your fan base and say, hey, our walls are yellow, but we're thinking about painting them green. What color do you think would look best in our office? And it's a free tool to market with. There's a million different questions you can ask your fan base and use them as a marketing base, something that in the past, before social media, you had to spend a lot of money with a marketing company to really poll people. They'd send letters out, or they'd do group interviews. We've all been called to group interviews with contact lens companies where we sat around a table and answered questions. You can do that with your fan base, and that's a very powerful, very valuable tool that can save you thousands of dollars in marketing expenses. Connections, as we said, those are the likes. Getting connections is important because you don't want to speak to a wall. Why it's important, you'll definitely learn from this talk tonight from Nate, Justin, and myself. And custom tabs. This is something that I've seen Justin utilize really powerfully. These are the little buttons that run down this left side of the Facebook page. I think they're still there on the left side, where you can do things like book an appointment now, or I don't know, send flowers or whatever. I don't know. Justin will get into that, but there's a lot of different things you can add to the side to make your page more engaging. And custom tabs are all about enhancing that experience for your user. So there are probably other C's and other letters and other important things about marketing, but I think this is a core group that you can start to work with to really build your Facebook presence.
Awesome. Justin and Nate, do you want to speak to this slide for a few minutes?
Sure. One of the best things about Facebook is that you have the ability to see things happen in real time. If you happen to be on when somebody's leaving a comment, you can almost see it pop up instantly. Sometimes the comments that you're going to get are going to be negative. Sometimes, more times than not, they're going to be positive. But some of the times you can get a negative comment. It's all about how you respond and handle those comments. Sometimes those comments can spread like wildfire, both positive and negative, but it's important that you have a say in the conversation so you can have a way to control the conversation. The worst thing you can do is not respond, because then you have no active say in it, and the conversation can take a turn to where you don't want it to be. But if you're there and you're realizing what's going on, you can kind of mediate the situation. And Facebook's an excellent platform to do that. Now, also, if there's something that pops up on your page that is totally something you don't want to respond to, or if it's something that's just so negative you want to remove it, remember, you're in control of your Facebook page. There's nothing that goes on that wall that you don't have total authority over to either remove and block, or just block the user altogether so you don't have to deal with that person. Maybe that's happened to you guys, maybe it hasn't. I didn't really see it start happening until we had at least 1,500 fans, and we started to get some trolls out there. But I think having the ability to respond quickly to any type of comment is an excellent way to keep that Facebook page engaged. And I know that the comments that I post generate more comments. It's kind of like priming the pump. If there's no comments on a post, it looks like you're not paying attention, and they don't really generate on their own unless you seed them a little bit. So if you get a comment, please, please, please respond to it right away. Most of the time, the quicker the better. If it's a timely situation and you respond with a timely answer, you're really going to see some engagement. Nate, I know you do a good job. Talk to us about how you're able to answer these comments and respond so quickly.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that everything that you said, Justin, is 100% right, and it's mostly about having your voice, heard, during the discussion. And I think that one of the things that this touches on, that one of the big fears that people have, is that this is inordinately time-consuming, that it takes all day to do this. You only have to actually be on Facebook for minutes a day if you space it out throughout the day and you just monitor what's going on and you set it up so you get alerts when things happen. The only other comment that I think that I would make to add to what Justin said is these tools are very quick and they're very efficient, but you also should just be aware that they can be too efficient or too quick. If you see something and maybe it strikes you the wrong way and you are having a crazy day and you're already a little bit stressed out, you don't want to respond with pure emotion, and you want to still retain your professionalism and be a great ambassador for your practice at the same time. And there's no reason at all that you can't do all of the above. You can't respond to positive or negative in a super professional way, and at the same time promote whatever it is your current campaign is. And Facebook makes it super easy and convenient to do that.
Awesome. Dr. Glazer, you want to speak to this?
Was this slide 7?
Yeah.
Where are we at? Okay, I'm sorry, because I'm looking at. Here we go. Yes, you really want to grab attention online. You really want to be able to create something novel, something exciting, something new. You think about what the things are that you respond to when you look at social media, and those are the kind of things you should be attempting to create for your practice. You want to be authentic. You don't want to be self-promotional, which we're going to talk about in a subsequent slide. But the more stunning you can be. Now, the word stun is a little intense. Sometimes you don't want to be too stunning, but the more interesting you can be, and producing awesome content, the more you'll draw. Social media, as in the next bullet says, you won't be able to fix that if your office is not in order and you don't have your balls in line in terms of organizationally, and your time is spent doing unproductive things. But for me, a very important reason I got involved in social media was to save money on marketing. I was spending, a part of my story is I was spending $7,000 a month on traditional marketing, and it was bearing less and less fruit each quarter. I had to find another way to do it, and when I found out that more people were searching for their doctors in Google than they were in the yellow pages, I realized I really had to make a sea change. So my focus became getting to the top of Google, and eventually that ended up requiring me to communicate in social media. So communication has, not only have I become a better communicator, but my office has become better at communicating, because my office is involved in helping me come up with concepts for blogging and come up with concepts for posts, and it's really created an excitement around the office. So if your staff isn't involved, if your office isn't together, then that's going to make it hard to run a real successful social media campaign.
All of that is accurate, and what's great about social media and Facebook is that you truly can consistently craft that image that you want to be. You can put what your ideal practice. Everybody has bad days, and sometimes, you know, through no fault of your own, things go awry in the practice. But on the content that you put in Facebook, you can put what you're striving for, and you can make that truly the face online that you're trying to communicate, and that will resonate with people. And so, yeah, you have to fix the things that are broken within your practice, but you also can use the messages that you're sending out online to be to provide incentive for your staff and your patients. Like, look, this is what we're working towards, and people respond to that. I mean, you want to be incredible. You want to be the most amazing doctor that they've ever had and never could imagine having, and that's what gets people excited.
I think I like to use this slide to remind us that social media, specifically Facebook, is a broadcast platform. So it takes the messages that your patients are leaving with and going home with, but it's allowing you to get that message out to a much larger network of people through Facebook. So it's your broadcast station, and the message that you broadcast is totally controlled by you.
Yep.
Awesome. I want to add one thing, guys, that, you know, I think, Nate, you said it really clearly before, that, you know, all this stuff has already existed, just it's been sort of in the physical realm, quote unquote, and now it's just in the electronic realm. And it goes without saying that being your best self online, you know, should be mirroring, you know, yourself in the office. And just like if you were having a party at your house, you know, or you were out with people, you know, you wouldn't be talking about optometry all the time, you know. You wouldn't be talking about whatever it is all the time. You'd be diverse. That's how you have a conversation. And so you definitely want to mix and match for sure.
Well, and then I think that this slide basically is, you know, a perfect segue from what what you were just saying. The point of being interactive and being well-rounded, you know, absolutely, you want to make sure you get your points and your calls to action, and you want to draw attention to certain things that you're doing as a practice, but you also just want to be fun to be around. You want to just, you know, provide content that's either you know, humorous or interesting or relevant. You know, you want to show people that you are, you know, that you're thinking about things. Right now in my town, the only thing people are talking about is the fact that the RNC is going to be here next week, and there's also going to be a hurricane that's on a beeline for us. Well, that's the type of stuff that people are genuinely talking about. It has nothing at all to do with optometry, but it does definitely get a reaction when you start posting stuff about it. So, you know, you want to show that you're a real life person and your practice is made up of people in the community, and that is how you build bonds with people, and people who are going to want to trust you to be their doctor, and they want to come and spend time and money in your practice.
I like to call this slide, you know, the keep it real slide. What we've learned in our practice is that you can manage expectations of patients or prospective patients or friends of patients by just being yourself. You know, you're not going to please everybody, and you shouldn't be out to please everybody, but as long as you're authentic on your Facebook page and the experience that that person has matches up to the experience that they see on your Facebook page, everybody's going to be happy. It's when you do things that aren't authentic on Facebook and they come to your office and find out that's not how it really is where those expectations aren't matched appropriately, and bad things usually happen.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And so in keeping with being human, and this is basically what Justin was just talking about a few minutes ago, you know, the worst thing you can do if somebody takes the time to comment and engage on your Facebook page is to ignore it. Whether it's positive or negative, somebody put some thought into that, and you can pretty much guarantee that they're going to be less likely to interact with you or your Facebook page if you don't respond, you know, in some way. So you want to not only stimulate the conversation by interacting, but just show them some love. The fact that they took some time to say whatever it was. 90% of the time or more, way more, probably 98% of the time, the comments that people leave on your Facebook page are going to be very positive, either about some specific experience they had in your office or just the fact that they like you and they're just giving you props for existing. And either way, that's meaningful, and you want to acknowledge that, and you want to share that with other people so other people can see that that's what they're doing. That's what social media, in terms of building fan base, is all about, is letting other people tell your story. And the way you do that is by sharing and acknowledging when people go out of their way to write something.
Yeah, I think that acknowledgement is a huge component to engagement. So if you're saying that you have a successful page based on your engagement, I can look down that page and pretty much have a huge level of, I can attribute that to how successful you are at acknowledging people that are leaving those comments, and how good you do a job of sharing content and praising people on your Facebook page.
Awesome. And Alan started
All right.
a little bit earlier, but I mean, this is the big cheese.
Yeah, well, when it comes to social media, really, you don't have a physical presence. You don't have nonverbal communication and all that stuff that you get in person, and so it all boils down to content. It all boils down to the images and sounds and text that you're using to convey the messages that you want to uh, tell your story. And that content has different factors, all of which are really valuable. One of the things that I learned from Alan, which I had put no thought into earlier on, is the importance of making the content that you put on rankable and used by Google and other search engines, so that you appear higher in the search engine list. I just didn't think about that earlier on. I was all about the relationship building. That's definitely an important thing, and that's how the way that people find you on Google, even though you're interacting on Facebook and other social media channels. And the way that you make that more relevant to people is by being interesting and useful to them. And so this quote here on the bottom is one of the most powerful things that I heard several years ago at a conference on social media. And what they said was, people don't share your stuff online with their friends because they like you, but because they like their friends. They think you want your stuff to be so incredible that it resonates with people so much that they feel compelled to share it with other people. And that is how you get your message out there, with spreading by word of mouth online.
Alan,
I agree with that. And I also think that people should realize that Facebook has a way of allowing certain types of content to show up in a newsfeed. And the newsfeed is where the engagement takes place. There are people visiting your page probably for the first time. Maybe they'll hit it sporadically. But where they're really seeing your content is in their newsfeed. And your goal is to get your content in the newsfeed. We know that certain types of posts do better at penetrating into your fans and your friends of fans' newsfeeds. And I think images is the way to go. I think photos, that number that you see in that little box over there, I think it should be higher, and I think links are probably a little bit lower, and maybe videos, if it's a viral video, might be higher, but I think generally speaking most videos aren't viral. So my advice to those posting on Facebook would be to always have a picture. And I know that it's my rule at my office when a staff member is posting that we want to have a picture up there. and that has been working extremely well for us.
Yeah, that's 100% right. If you look at a post that is just purely text, not only does it just not look good, but it's not going to get any amount of engagement because Google knows that, or Facebook knows that um, images are attractive, and those are the ones that are seen. And I agree. Video used to be it's still really powerful. I mean, if you get people to click on the video, it can be really really powerful. But you have to click on the video to see it. Whereas the image, it just shows up, and more or less that's why Timeline exists at all, is to showcase the power of images, and that's definitely where Facebook shines, and just incidentally, that's why one of the reasons why applications like Pinterest have done just so well so quickly, because it's all about the image, and it's all about that instant impression that you can make with the right image.
And I can feel the vibes from the audience coming through saying, video, how do I get video? How do I make video? I don't mean to be cliche, but for a lot of the people who study this stuff, we know that the number 2 search engine out there, number 1 is Google, number 2 is YouTube. So people prefer to search and see and watch rather than read. And you can do what we do in our office. You can get a $50 flip cam and empower your staff to shoot happy patients when they pick up their glasses, when they make a nice comment. Ask, if it's not caught, ask them to repeat it. And those 15 to 30-second videos of a happy patient make a great post. We had a patient really happy with a pair of Zeiss GT2s who went on and on about them, and we captured it. We have 1,000 hits on YouTube, and YouTube is a Google property. So this all goes towards helping people find us in Google as well. But it's not hard to get the pictures. It's not hard to get the video. It's not expensive. It's what you need to be doing.
Well said.
I think this is a very important slide. One of the things that I talk about in my lectures that I know both Alan and Nate do an extremely great job of is creating advocates instead of ad campaigns. And it goes back to that word of mouth, because what you say about you, what others say about you is 1,000 times more powerful than what you say about yourself. So this goes back to how we all like to build our business. We love to build our business on word of mouth marketing, because word of mouth marketing is generally the most meaningful. If you have a friend saying you got to go see Dr. Glazer, he's the best, then that friend is already more prone to having a better experience, and you're very thankful for that patient sending you that person. So the whole goal of social media is really to create advocates who sing your praises and do your marketing for you. And I think that's really what the point of this slide is.
And this whole talk is about Facebook, and all of the principles that we're talking about certainly apply pretty much to every social network. But right now, Facebook is where it's at. There's 900 million users. I don't know when the estimate is that they're likely to cross 1 billion, but it's going to be pretty soon. And a lot of those people that are on Facebook are, like we said earlier, the same demographic that the people that you're trying to reach in your practice. And so it's kind of irrelevant whether or not Facebook is your cup of tea, particularly if you want to reach people online. That's where the fans are right now.
I'd like to actually take this one step further. What I see most offices that are successfully utilizing Facebook is that they're acting as the business and interacting with other fan bases. So if you say that there's a certain restaurant who has a great fan base and you want to engage with them, well, go on and utilize Facebook as your business and start interacting on that business's page. Justin, so now their fan base gets to see you.
How would you do that exactly? What do you mean?
when you log into Facebook, in the top there is a little drop down that allows you to change from your personal profile to your business page.
Right.
Also, a lot of people are starting to see it pop up across the top of Facebook where it says your current voice is your profile, but you can change your voice to a business page. So you have to take that initiative to go from logging in as your personal profile and switching to your business page, and then going on and being proactive and engaging other fan bases.
It's fantastic advice.
And what's the outcome of that exactly? Just that you have more exposure locally? I mean, what?
So the outcome is you start to build relationships with other businesses, and these businesses have the same ability to create personas that you do. So now you're establishing friendships and bonds with other businesses, and these businesses can ultimately cross-promote or cross-endorse or start to refer to you. And then you're definitely getting the visibility in front of their fan base, which should be a desired fan base for your office as well. So you're becoming more visible in that fan base, and you're also building deeper bonds between that business, which have fruitful benefits down the line.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I can't echo that enough. I mean, that is here in Tampa. That's one of the reasons that social media has been so critical for my office, is connecting with different, very dynamic, highly successful businesses. First, just online in sort of a casual way, and then working to cross promote specific campaigns and different products or events, and it's almost comical to think, in years past, it would be a very almost impossible, laborious and expensive task to promote other businesses. It would never even occur to you to take out a quarter-page ad to promote somebody else's business. You just wouldn't do it. But now with social media, it's not only possible, it's a good idea, and it's a lot of fun to be promoting other people's business on your Facebook page, because it's good business. Everybody likes it. Everybody likes to see the local guys win, and that's how you create a deeper fan base, which is what Justin was just saying. So I think that when you're a little bit more savvy than just having the conversation directly with your patients, having it with other community players is absolutely huge.
Yeah, being recognized in your community as an authority figure in your respective profession is huge. And you can achieve that visibility through utilizing Facebook, your business on Facebook, as a good neighbor.
Absolutely.
Totally.
So I know that we're kind of getting to the part of the talk here where we're getting into kind of more specifics and more examples, and I think we do want to leave some time for questions. So I don't know that we're going to spend a ton of time on these individual things, other than to say these are specific techniques to increase the dynamic engagement in on your Facebook page, more specifically than what we've already said. I know that Justin and I both have been very successful with very specific campaigns. Justin, you were saying recently that you had a campaign that was really effective at getting new likes. Why don't you tell us briefly about that?
Yeah, it's not so much as a campaign, but the use of a new marketing tool on Facebook. You guys that have been posting have been seeing this thing called Promote pop up. It's in the bottom right-hand corner of every wall post that you put up. And we took one post where we had a picture of our team, our Little League team, wearing Park Slope Eye sunglasses, and we promoted that post. And we have reached almost 40,000 people on Facebook. So to have a reach of 40,000 was something that I never thought was possible, because honestly our average post maybe hit anywhere between 600, maybe 1,200. But to take that and multiply it by an astronomical level and hit 40,000 people that are friends or fans of our page or friends of our fans was just incredible. We generated about, I think we were over 35 new likes in the 3 days that we had that campaign running. And we had 333 people like that one specific post. 333 people, actually a little bit more than that, like that one specific post. And the whole key to that was just choosing to promote that post. That was the. Go ahead.
Justin, I was going to ask you a quick question about that. Do you need a lot of fans in order to get these big numbers? Like if somebody has 50 fans, are they going to be getting 330 likes? I mean, is that possible?
Absolutely not if you're using Facebook marketing techniques. So if you're just putting up a post, then yeah, maybe you're going to only hit 5 of those 50, and maybe you'll get one friend if that one friend had a high affinity and a close tie to that friend. But if you utilize Facebook marketing, whether it's a traditional Facebook ad or this kind of Facebook ad shortcut, which is called promoting a post, you're going to have a much broader reach into an audience that's not necessarily their fan base, but has some kind of connection to your fan base or has certain parts of their profiles that would suggest that they might be a potential fan of your business. So I think that by utilizing this new promote thing, it's kind of like dipping your toes in the water into real hardcore marketing. But I have been blown away at the responses just from utilizing Facebook promote on maybe a half dozen posts already. So if you're looking to increase your level of Facebook marketing, promoting a post is the quick and easy way to do so.
And so, Justin, while we're talking about this, because I totally agree with what you're saying, you know, if you're taking out a print advertisement, even if it's a small one, you might be looking at a couple $100s. Tell people how much you spent on that one post that you promoted.
The one post that we promoted was $10.
Exactly.
So you're not going to have a huge outlay of money, and I think that actually if you don't have more than 400 fans, you're not going to be able to promote a post. And I think if you have less than 1,000, you may not have the ability to market to much more than maybe 5,000. But for you guys out there who have a decent size on your Facebook page, you're going to be able to reach 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 people. So get out there and try it. It doesn't cost much to promote a post. I'd say whatever Facebook is currently allowing you to max out on that post, go ahead and promote that. Now, what are good posts to promote? Well, a good post to promote is a topic that was already popular before, and now you're going to increase its popularity or give this a little boost by throwing a few marketing dollars at it. So if you had a topic that did extremely well in the past, like another topic that we had was the introduction of the UV, the measuring UV in our glasses, and we took that from the lab and we put it out front. And we said, you know what? We had a pair of fake Ray-Bans come in today. Did you know that your Ray-Bans might be doing more harm than good and not protecting your eyes? And that was a popular post, but when we reposted it and promoted it, we were able to hit over 10,000 people with it. Now, Nate, I know you've done a lot of great campaigns. Can you share a couple of your successful campaigns too?
Well, yeah, I'll share one. Probably the most successful one that we've done that was purely Facebook was I just needed a new pair of sunglasses, and so I picked out 3, and I had my wife take 3 pictures of me wearing the different sunglasses, and we put them together in one image, and I just said, hey, what sunglasses did Dr. Nate get? And I was kind of going for the LMFAO look, and so that was sort of funny and out there, and of course it got a lot of attention because everybody's like, no, you can't, you can't pull off number 2. There's no way you can wear those. That's ridiculous. But it was engaging, and it highlighted the fact that we were having our summer sunglass sale going on, right then, and it got tons and tons of views and tons of engagement, and it was, it was funny. And ultimately, I didn't go with the one that I didn't go with the crowdsourced pick, but it was the simplest thing in the world. I wanted a new pair of sunglasses, and so I just put three options there, and people really like to have opinions and share them, and so you want them to feel like they have the ability to share their opinion and see what other people's opinions are, and see whether or not they agree, and you want them to have that conversation um, about you on your Facebook page. And so it was the simplest post in the world, but it was the most recent one that was really, really effective.
And guys, please study these as examples, and you can totally copy exactly what you see as something that would work for your office. And Nate and Alan and myself, we're totally cool with seeing the stuff that we're doing replicated by you guys, because you take it, you tweak it, you make it better, and then everyone else learns from that. So if you see a great idea, please take that idea, utilize it, make it your own, make it better, and everybody will improve, in the long run.
Absolutely. And so this slide here is just kind of pointing out that you can do Facebook campaigns in all different kinds of ways. It doesn't have to be purely the type of stuff that we're talking about, but you can do it internally, externally. You can do it based on hitting a certain milestone in different ways. And there's there's like what Justin was saying, you can take what other people are doing, you can run with it, you can modify it, you can do whatever you want. The amount of flexibility you have is unbelievable.
And guys, in terms of the graphics, behind, like, for example, Dr. Bedsall's campaign here, obviously, here at iCare Pro, that's something that we do for our customers. But how do you guys do this? What would you recommend to people who don't have a company working for them? Are the graphics important, and what role do they play, and how would you speak to that?
Well, I think Justin and I, probably agree on this. Partially out of necessity, but partially, I think people really like the non-slick and pretty much real. Just, yeah, we took this picture. This is what it's like, here in the office. You know what I mean? There's certainly a place for really professionally produced pieces. I know Justin posted his recall thing, and it was. Really well done. It looked gorgeous, and that's the type of thing you want for for those kinds of pieces. But if you're just posting something, like I said, the snapshot of me in the sunglasses, it was me standing in the optical. A lot of times we'll do videos that are just are my staff in different places, or patients, or or whatever, and so we totally go for the non-polished realism, and I think people really like that.
For sure.
Here's what happens in my office. If we don't do it as we think of the idea, and we don't have a quick way of capturing that idea, whether it's a slit lamp camera or an iPhone, then it doesn't get done. So I encourage it, if you have an idea, whip out your iPhone, take a shot, shoot a video, and then post it up. Again, it shouldn't take a lot of time. When creativity strikes, you got to strike when the iron's hot and just bang it out, and it shouldn't take much more than 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Alan, did you want to speak?
All right, I can speak to.
Oh, Justin, go ahead. Yeah, lead it off.
Yeah,
Please.
go ahead, Justin.
No, I was just waking Alan up, actually. Alan, go ahead and fire away.
I mean, so we're going to talk real briefly because we are running late. We do want to get these questions out. I was going to use this slide to talk about content marketing. Real early on in the game, just coincidentally as part of the learning process, I posted a post. I forget what the title was. Something like "What is mybomitis?" And I didn't realize this at the time, but almost nobody had ever posted a post on a blog using that exact word, and it it shot up to the top of Google, and to this day, when I post something using the word mybomitis because of some connection between my internet presence and that word, it shoots up. Right now, I have a post on mybomitis I put up in March that shows up number 7 in Google generally across the country, as far as I can tell. And so you want to be first with your content to come up with novel things. We've been talking about that creativity, but you also want to answer questions that haven't been answered out there. This will enable you to constantly come up with new blog posts or social media posts, for that matter. You know, it's hard to come up with the ideas you would think, but think about just in one eye exam, how many questions do patients ask you? And collect those questions. Each question is a blog post. You know, blog is just a web log. That's where the word comes from. It's a diary. So if you want to post regularly, if you want to be consistent with your posts, just collect questions in the exam room, and then use a lot of words that the people in your geographical vicinity use to search for the products and services you offer, so they can find you. That's all I wanted to say about that slide. Justin, take it away. Hello?
I'm taking it off mute right now.
Now
No, I'm here.
now who's sleeping?
It was the damn mute button got stuck.
Killer.
I just want to share with everyone our policy in our office. We split up the duties, so we do have this consistent, regular posting take place on a daily basis, and I think that once a day is a pretty good routine to get into. On even days, we have a member of the reception team post something up, and on odd days, we have the members of the optician team post something up, and then the docs pretty much can throw in stuff as they see fit. And since I'm the main doc back in the office nowadays, I probably see things fit at least once a day. So I think that there has to be activity on your Facebook page to make it look like somebody's home and somebody cares. So I would say please at least get out there and put up something once a day. Again, if it's taking your staff more than 5 minutes, they're doing more than just posting on Facebook. So I think that 5 minutes a day dedicated on a daily basis, regular basis, with a variety of topics and different personalities from each of your staff members is a great initial recipe to get an awesome Facebook page going.
Excellent. All right, guys. Any don'ts?
Here they come. That showed up rather slowly. Well, let this slide speak for itself. You know, you don't want to get out there and be self-promotional. You don't want to beg. Just think about how it looks to you when other people do that every once in a while. I think the ratio in one of the slides says, give 4 times before you ask once. I like the 20% rule, give 5 times before you ask once. But, you know how you feel when you see this message. It's just not the way things are done. If you click it again, Jason, the next one is another. That's kind of how you sound when you do that. I love this slide. I use it in all my talks. But you want to build your audience with people who respect your online efforts, who appreciate the content you create. And again, repeating Glazier's rule, the content that you post should have more value to your readers than it does to you. There's that 1 in 4 statistic.
I like that graphic.
I looked down there. If you go back for a second, I caught a glimpse where it says "Don't sell." I sell the heck out of stuff on our Facebook page. I sell the heck out of my expertise. I sell the heck out of the fact that you can buy your contacts online from us. One of the worst emails I got from somebody was saying, "Oh, I bought them online because I didn't know you guys sold contacts, and I couldn't get them delivered to my house, and I had to call the office to get them." I also sell the heck out of the exam slots that we have. One of the most successful ways we've generated real business is to say, "Hey, we got the 2:30 spot open. Who wants it?" And believe it, that 2:30 spot will get booked up because I sold it on Facebook. So I definitely disagree with don't sell on Facebook.
Yeah, wait a minute. You will show open slots on Facebook and people will fill in?
I've had spots go within 30 seconds of posting something on Facebook.
Wow.
So we kind of auction those spots off. Say, get it while it's hot.
Wow.
I don't know if I would call that selling, Justin, because well, that specific instance, because those are people that want to see you, and you're saying, "Hey, we're here, and we've got an opening." That's not really like I think the contact lens thing said was selling, perhaps. But then again, if somebody posts the question, and then it's not a problem to pitch something. But you don't want to get on there. I'm not going to say what you do or don't want to do. I'm not going to get on there and say, "Hey, come check. We have this new brand of contacts. Da 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 da. That's awesome." It's just not the image I'm going to portray on my Facebook page. You might think differently about that, but I think what you're describing is not particularly selling. I think it's good what you're doing there with the exam slots.
Really, really cool idea. So,
I don't know where the cat thing fits in exactly, but what I would say is, in if you have something that's very exciting and really relevant, I think it's totally okay and even valuable to say, we're taking part in this charity. There's social good involved. This is a community-based thing. We're proud to be a part of it. Please share this with your friends. You can do that, and you should do that because you really want that message to get out, and you want people to feel empowered to do that, and that's totally valuable. But you can't do that all day, every day. There are some people who every single post they post on Facebook, it says, click like if you agree with this, or if you don't agree with this, or whatever, and that gets old really fast, and people really kind of like that graphic that was on the previous slide. So absolutely, you can ask people to help you out, but you need to make sure that you are doing it in times when it's appropriate.
And ask open-ended questions. That always increases the response rate. Post polls, they're very effective as well. Open-ended questions and polls are one of the ways that I built up the ODs on Facebook group. Get a lot of response. A lot of people like interacting on those kind of posts.
what were some examples of things like that, Alan? I mean,
In the beginning, it was creating likable content, making the site likable, making it different than some of the other forums out there where there were people discussing issues that perhaps most ODs don't want to discuss with other ODs, like politics or religion and things like that.
right.
And then adding great content, coming up with creative ideas. I had come up with a lot of ideas for patients that I posted after a while, but I hadn't really sat down and come up with great ideas for my colleagues. So that helped build it in the beginning, and now it's kind of has a life of its own where there's a lot of great, very bright uh, ODs out there. Everyone from average clinicians to industry thought leaders that are sharing really, really interesting content and asking questions and throwing up polls up there. So it was all a content building thing, but it also was kind of a like kind of a feel. It really has a feel, and your page can have a feel too, which is good for marketing purposes.
Well, looks like the tracks are coming to an end here, guys. I want to, before we're not closing yet, but I do wanted to say a preliminary thank you to you guys for being here. This has been awesome thus far. I know we have a lot of questions. We'll take a few of them, and then any questions that we can't get to, feel free to email me, Jason Daniels, Jason at icarepro.net. I'll forward them off to everybody else, feel them out a little bit. So, Alan, just a
I
quick
think
question.
Alan volunteered to take all the questions, forward them all to Alan.
Oh, great, great. So, Alan, this one's for you. Fantastic. You comment about the myomaitis blog post. Was that a separate blog page or on your Facebook page as a comment?
That was a blog post.
Would that have changed how Google picked that up? Or
Yeah, that's a great. I'm glad they brought that up. So Facebook is now is relatively closed environment. You don't get a lot of what I call searchable benefit. In other words, posting in Facebook doesn't give you a ton of benefit in Google for raising your rank, but it does when you do it outside of Google in places like blogs on YouTube. So that was kind of an aside. an example on content marketing and how that can help elevate you. But now the new thing is Facebook within itself is now searchable, meaning that if you type mybomitis in Facebook and somebody ultimately searches that word in Facebook, you will be elevated, you'll be optimized within Facebook. So now, and this is relatively recent, it's this year, that is the case. But again, Facebook and Google generally don't mix, although there are exceptions to that rule.
For everybody, how do you get permission to take a video of patients and post it on Facebook?
You just ask them.
I was advised recently. Yeah, we do the same thing. I haven't had any kind of official paperwork they signed, but recently somebody advised me that we need to start doing that. There's the AOA evidently has some patient permission marketing form. I haven't gone after it yet, that we may start using.
Okay. If you shoot a video clip and post it on YouTube, do you or can you name it so the search engine picks it up, and how do you do this?
Yes, 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 and yes. That is very important. The title that you want to put for your video should have several, one or more of the keywords that you hope to be found for, like that Zeiss lens. Zeiss, progressive, multifocal, easy to adapt. Like that would be a great title, because if someone's searching for easy to adapt multifocal, that might come up. That's the whole idea.
Awesome. Hey guys, can you each just share your Facebook? As from Colleen, can you share your Facebook URLs so that everybody on the call right now can go check out your Facebook pages, maybe get some ideas from you, see what you do?
Sure.
Sure. Mine's Park Slope Eye, so it's Facebook.com/Park Slope Eye, PARKSLOPEEYE.
This is Nate. Let me see if my mic's. Yeah, this is Nate. Mine is Facebook.com/Bright Eyes Tampa, and you are welcome to take and run with anything you see.
And this is Alan. Mine is Optometrist Rockville, one word.
Facebook.com /optometrist.
Yeah.
Excellent.
If you can't find Alan by searching his name on Google, something's not right.
Is there any benefit to having more than one Facebook page, like having multiple websites?
Well, Facebook pages. If you're trying to get an early entry into a mental hospital, perhaps. The only benefit would be that searchable benefit. In other words, if you want to be found, like I use that Optometrist Rockville custom URL in Facebook in the hopes that Facebook became searchable like Google is. And when people search for an optometrist in Rockville, Maryland, they would find me. So the only way you want multiple pages, if you can indeed do that, I don't know if they would let you or what have you, but would be to get different.
I think it's against.
Okay, would be different.
I really think it's against Facebook's policy for you to have multiple pages for the same business.
I believe.
Now, if you're operating as a franchise and you have different office locations, they're playing with the idea of each location having its own page. But if you're one place and you have multiple pages, that's against the rules.
I would think so.
Totally. Well, everybody, that looks like all the questions for right now. Want to thank everybody again for coming tonight. Thanks for joining us over the last several months, and we hope to launch a new series soon. And Nate and Justin and Alan, thank you so much again for your expertise and just really helping us all wade through the river here and really make use of this for our practices.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for having us. This was great.
All right, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see everyone soon. All right. Thanks for coming, everybody.